Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And for those of you who like these type of videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated if you help keep the likes higher than the dislikes. But today, I want to chat about something a little bit different. I occasionally bring up stuff specifically about women. I don't cover it a lot. But when it comes to getting women into the gym, we have to do that. And it has nothing to do with feminism or anything else. Some people are going to jump up and be like, what are you promoting here? I'm not promoting anything like that. I'm simply talking about health because I'm someone whose mother died of preventable illness in their 40s. So I lost my mom quite a few years ago because I'm almost the age that she passed at. And then I have an aunt, her older sister, same genes, everything else in the family, competes at powerlifting at the national level, competes in my sport in her late 60s. I want to get women in the gym. All right, had my mother lived a healthier lifestyle, she would still be alive. You guys have to think about that stuff out there too. You guys have to think about that. Your wives, your sisters, your mothers, your grandmothers, your daughters. Okay? We've got to get them in the gym. We have to. The evidence of the health benefits of resistance training is overwhelming. And it seems to actually matter even more for women than for men. Because we've got to get women under the barbell. We have to. So when you see someone like Gina who's playing Cara Dune, I think this is useful. And I thought of that immediately because I like the show. I'm a fan of The Mandalorian. That's why you guys see me joke on my wall and stuff with this is the way. Because it also works with my orc mode thing of talking about the way of the orc. But I was watching the show and I saw her character come on the screen. I'm like, well, we knew she'd be a main character, but I'm like, I didn't know who she was. I'm like, she's pretty jacked. I'm like, they're showing a pretty jacked chick. Obviously lifts. Now, it's enhanced by the armor and stuff, but you could see her biceps and triceps. Like, yeah, she lifts. You can tell she lifts. You can tell she lifts hard. That's not even a normal result. That's pretty above average for a woman who lifts. Like, she's being highlighted as a positive character. And that came to my head immediately because that was the first thing I noticed. For me, obviously, other people might notice different things. That's what I see because I'm a lifter. I'm a strength coach. This is my profession. Like, she's pretty jacked. And they're highlighting her as a positive character. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can dig that. So I looked a little further into it. And yeah, she didn't even realize she was going to have that role. She thought she was going to play a female Wookiee, didn't realize she'd be a main character where you could see their face and everything. So that was a surprise even to her when they cast her. But I think it's a good thing because we are showing that women who have an above average level of muscularity who lift being thrown in the mainstream as a positive thing. And we have to do that. Now, I want people to say, well, Jason, but she's a little bit too jacked. Well, not necessarily. She's not that extreme. I know some women who are more extreme, but that is definitely an unusual result. A lot of people say, well, she's probably on gear. She did MMA and everything. Well, probably, possibly. Pretty common in sports. It's the norm. But we could also highlight, without making those accusations, we could also tell people, well, you're probably not going to get quite as jacked as her. Right? You probably won't from lifting. And the reason I say that, look at her family. Okay, this is someone whose father was a professional football player. Okay, she has elite athlete genetics. Okay, she's in the top 1% automatically by default, just based on that. Okay, father played pro ball. Top 1% of sports genetics automatically. I think she went to school on a scholarship. Has competed in like 5 different sports. So, I mean, that's obviously going to be above average. And she's also a local Texas girl, so I can appreciate that. So, yes, most women are not necessarily going to get quite to the level she's at. If they do, it's going to take them a long time. Like for the average woman to get where she's at, you're looking at probably at least 10 years of very hard, consistent work. Okay, and that's being realistic. And so that's the other thing to remind women. Some women might say, well, I don't know, maybe that she's a little bit too big. It's like, well, you don't have to worry about that. And that's the beauty of training, is that when she's being promoted in a positive thing, right? She's being promoted as a positive character. That's a good thing to get women in the weight room. All right, it's not going to deter them from it because that is the fear. Women do get afraid that they're going to get too bulky. But then if you take a woman like that who is at a very advanced level of muscularity, something that women are not generally going to be able to do in just 2 or 3 years, it's just not going to happen, no matter how hard they train in that time frame. So when a slightly more extreme example is being shown and still being presented as attractive and feminine, right, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to get women training. Okay, it's a good thing to get women training because we have to do that. And I think it's important that we highlight for them that they can go to the gym and they can train really, really hard and still be women. Okay, that is important. And no, I'm not going to get into any of this nonsense where people say, well, we shouldn't have to think that way. I'm not, I don't care. I don't care. I am telling you what the reality is of what deters a lot of women from training is the historical stereotype that they are going to be perceived as masculine or not as women or not attractive. Okay, that is a real concern. And as long as that concern is there, it's a problem because that is harmful. That is harmful to the physical and long-term health of women. Because getting under a heavy barbell, look alone, cancer rates, cuts cancer rates in half. That is documented with meta-analysis. Just lifting regularly cuts your cancer chances in half. Or you start thinking of all the women that we all know. I've lost a female family member, a loved one to cancer. Okay, I've seen it happen. 50%. If you do get cancer and you lift weight, if you do happen to get it, the other 50%, your chances of survival are double if you lift weights. Start looking at diabetes. Lifting cuts at 70%. We know now that weight training reduces risk cardiovascular events better than cardio does. A study last year came out looking at that and determined that, yeah, weight training is actually better than cardio for reducing cardiovascular risk. Now, does it negate cardio? They actually found that if you do both, it's even slightly better. Okay, you get just a little bit better if you do both, but if you only do one or the other, weight training is more important. We know weight training staves off dementia and Alzheimer's, particularly leg training. Cuts diabetes rates by 70%. About osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, that stuff ravages women. Every one of you stop and think about your grandmother. How many of your grandmothers have osteoporosis? Or they're getting shorter? The little old lady, right? They get shorter with age. You know, weight training actually stops that, right? A lot of people are not aware of that. Getting under a heavy barbell, squats, deadlifts, stuff like that, will actually largely offset that reduction in height. It's the opposite of what people think. You can offset that. You can keep your back healthy up into your old age, keep your hips healthy. You don't get hip fractures. All right? This is killing women. The fear of resistance training is killing women. So when you see someone like this being promoted as a positive figure, right, that can get women in the weight room. It signals to women that, and to girls, particularly younger girls, it's okay for me to lift weights. It's okay for me to lift weights. I can lift weights. I can be strong. I can still be a girl. Okay, that's important. And I would think at least on a channel like mine, everyone would understand that. I would hope everyone here would get it. Because, again, I've lost women who in my life who I love, loved ones, members of my family, have died due to preventable illness. And you got to look at those statistics and go, would they still be alive? Would they still be here? None of you guys want to lose your mother, right? You don't want to lose your mother to cancer, heart attack. Do you even want your mom to have to walk with a cane due to hip fractures? Also lost a loved one to Alzheimer's. Again, go back and look at that data. Get women training, get them in the weight room early. And that's what I would say to all guys. You guys got to remember that. And I say guys because my audience is largely male. It's 97% male, according to my demographics. Any woman that you care about, that you want to see live to be healthy, you need to get her in the weight room. And we've got to set aside this fear of gaining muscle. We have to. We have to set that aside because gaining that muscle is going to keep them alive and healthy a lot longer. We can't see it as anti-feminine. We can't. We can't afford that. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.